Right.
Can you believe it? What a long week with us.
Thank God there's never anything
to talk about
on Saturdays. So Friday we can relax.
What is Saturday going to bring? That's what I want to know. This has been one hell of a week.
You know what you called last Friday?
Failure Friday. So what do we call this one?
Did that make you sick? It did, didn't it? There's a cure.
It could happen to anyone. You find yourself listening to their smarmy, self-congratulatory rhetoric.
It's terrible.
They're all terrible.
What would we say to our children about this?
You get headaches and nausea when you hear their insatiable desire for the spotlight.
I know you never watched this show, Donald, but whatever show you're watching is making you crazy.
It's called Morning Joe sickness.
I used to throw up from 6 to 9 a.m. every morning, and I had no idea why.
But now there's hope with Remotrex. Remotrex uses a highly advanced laser technology to stop the sounds of TV's most outspoken social climbers from ever penetrating your ear holes, so you can go about your day as nature intended.
Before, I used to just suffer through Morning Joe sickness, but not anymore. Thanks, Remotrex.
And if you can't afford a prescription for Remotrex, there's now an easy-to-use over-the-counter solution. Ask your doctor about Remotrex today. Side effects may include smiling and feeling better about yourself.
So here's a question.
Have you seen any Russians in West Virginia or Ohio or Pennsylvania? Are there any Russians here tonight? We didn't win because of Russia. We won because of you. That I can tell you.
So every reporter should listen to that, especially the cheers. What does that tell you? It tells you that they don't give a rat's ass about Russia. And if you oust a president over Russia, you'll deal with the flip side of those cheers, which looks like this. See, I don't want those people to get angry. Of course, the big reveal at that rally on Thursday was this.
Today, I'll tell you as West Virginians, I can't help you anymore being a Democrat governor. So tomorrow, I will be changing my registration to Republican.
Wait a second. Hold on. I want to see that again, but can we have a spot shadow?
Today, I'll tell you as West Virginians,
from now on, that's how I'm putting my hat on. So that Democrat governor became a Republican. But was this really a surprise? A billionaire coal baron turns Republican? It's as shocking as finding out that old rich guy from Monopoly is a banker. Did you think he worked for PETA? So now Republicans scored another governor. It's like getting a free upgrade without spending a dime. Amazing, Democrats keep losing elections even when there are no elections to lose. The Democratic Party, they're like the guy who falls asleep at the bus stop and wakes up completely naked with his eyebrows shaved and a weenie drawn on his forehead. That happened once. And yet the media obsesses over leaks.
It's extraordinary to see these entire transcripts, and we should keep in mind as we talk about all the quotes, this is coming straight from White House aides.
Give an inside look at how Trump handles diplomacy, subjecting even the strongest of U.S. allies to threats and insults.
Trump says you have some pretty tough hombres in Mexico that you may need help with.
He says hombres. He says
bad hombres. I don't know why he does that, but he says bad hombres.
Oh, my God. What a bunch of ninnies. Fretting over words and old words, and a president who portrayed those words differently. So what? We always describe exchanges in a better light. That's what we do. For example, yesterday I asked Lou Dobbs out for lunch, and I recall him telling me that he'd love to go and that it's one of the few things in life that brings him joy. But maybe he remembers it differently.
Greg, let me be clear. Do not call me ever again, or I will immediately notify security. Also, stop sleeping in my yard, and stop sending me those nude pictures.
Lou. So, now the leaks prompted some strong words.
I have this warning for would-be leakers. Don't do it.
Somehow I'm not quaking in my boots. I think we need something harsher.
Dracarys.
Yes. Fact is, if you can't talk privately to world leaders, you can't govern. But maybe that's the point, to make it impossible for Trump to govern. But again, get rid of Trump, you're going to have to deal with this. So there are two hunts going on right now. There's one group, the media, hunting for rabbits. Conversations, gaffes, and leaks. Words, basically. Now there's another group, let's call them you, who focus on bigger game. ISIS, the economy, jobs, regulations, judges. Those are the whales, not the rabbits. They're the deeds, not the words. My theory, Trump's flawed. It's no secret. But millions accept his flaws because they believe he's a patriot. They accept his blemishes because he loves his country. Which may be why, when Trump does bad, those who slam him look worse. Their outrage, drenched in moralism, turns small stuff into grave concerns, missing what impacts our daily lives. Hombres, oh my God, hombres. They see rabbits and they think they're whales. But we know better. If ISIS is ruined, do I care if Trump's stories are loosely based? Hell no. Trump's stories are like Obama's girlfriends, composites. So, remember that? The media keeps chasing rabbits and missing the whales. Last week, Anthony Scaramucci resigned, lasting as long as that sore I got on my lip at Club Med. There's a new measurement. Anything that takes 5 days to clear up, it's a mooch. But don't worry about him. He'll land on his hair. But his exit is the rabbit. What the exit reveals is the whale. It's an establishment of order. A chain of command is in place. You may have lost Mooch, but you got General Kelly. That's a net plus. So at week's end, let's take stock. ISIS is still being destroyed. The VA got a new healthcare system, 209,000 new jobs. The stock market's climbing, as is your 401k. The Paris Accords are still gone. Gorsuch is still here. General Kelly is steering the ship. And we scored an extra governor. And this still is getting done, given all the animosity. Trump's got more enemies than Fox News. How is that possible? It's not so much deep state as it is deep hate. So all in all, a good 6 months, even if it felt like 6 years. Let's welcome tonight's guest. He's so wise that owls come to him for advice. Author of Up in the Air and columnist at Harper's Magazine, Walter Kurd. His dimples run as deep as his intellect. Creator and host of The Rubin Report, Dave Rubin. Yeah! Her laundry detergent is the opposite of cheer. Co-host of Fox News specialist, Cat Tips. The Great Wall of China is the belt to his bathrobe. Former bodyguard, my massive sidekick, Tyrus. All right, Walter. Where do you want to, you take it wherever you want to go. You want to talk about the leaks? You want to talk about the week? You want to talk about the
I want to take the second to talk about Jim Acosta versus Stephen Miller.
That's in the B block.
Well, can we do it now?
Well, you can do it now, but we're going to come back.
Okay, well, then I'll talk about this. I think, I think that you've got it exactly right. Trump has been saying, look over here, and he's been, governing over here.
Right.
And every 6 months, people are going to look up and see this country has changed, and they're still going to be talking about Russia on the other side. So, you know, I'll take that deal.
Yeah, exactly. If they look at the shiny bauble, and all of a sudden the economy is doing great. Dave, what do you make of all of this?
Greg, I've been on this show a couple times over the last couple months, and each time I've said it can't get dumber.
Yeah.
I've officially thrown that commentary out the window. It can get dumber, and it's going to keep getting dumber. And the media, they can't stop.
No.
They can't stop. They're addicted, and we're in a lot of trouble. If that's the media we have to trust.
Yeah. It's always, they can't let go. They can't let go, Kat. Do you think that there's legitimate concerns there, or they're just so emotionally tied to hating Trump that they can't figure out a way out of it?
I think it's both. I think that there are some legitimate concerns, but also I think they wake up every day saying, how can I get Trump, and what's a negative story? But it's better when instead of getting mad, he does the little funny, petty stuff, kind of like that rally, where he literally brought him on to hold a whole rally for this guy becoming a Republican. It's just like, nah. It's like when you go through a breakup and you post all these pictures with like your new hot guy. You don't even actually have to know him, by the way. You can just like ask a guy that's good looking. I've heard of people doing that to make other people jealous. It was like that on steroids and then more steroids. So that was pretty funny.
I like how, Kat, you bring everything back to some kind of tortured part of a relationship you might have been involved in.
Well, no, I mean just like this person I know.
Okay, yes.
All mine are very healthy.
Well, that eliminates you then, because you don't know yourself, do you? Tyrus!
Yeah.
What do you think, what's the big story this week from your perspective in this Trump world?
Some punk-ass leakers. I mean, that's what they are. I mean, you're trying to embarrass the president. If you listen to me negotiate on buying a new car, I was the exact same conversation I had. Listen, man, there's hombres everywhere. I need bulletproof this, I need this. He's making deals. He's talking to a guy whose English is his second language, so he threw in some Spanish to build some camaraderie. He said hombre. He didn't say like whatever the cuss word is in Spanish that can't come to my mind right now. He was trying to talk to him. And you took that stuff and then you read it. And if you took a letter or a text that you wrote me, I could read that 8 different ways and make it sound negative.
That's true, because the problem with these transcripts is there's no tone. There's no tone. And Trump's a salesman. That's what he does. He talks to people.
He was talking to him in that one line they keep going to. When he was talking to the Australian, I don't like Australia anyway. I can't. I was there. I've been there 3 times. Ain't gonna be 4.
Do you know who owns this company? An Australian?
Well, he's American, though, right?
Well, yeah, he's American, I believe.
And he's a Murdoch?
Yes.
I'm gonna have it in there, but that's neither here nor there. But my point is, he was making a point. He said it was easier to talk to Putin than you, bruh, and you're supposed to be my ally. And he's like, oh, he said he liked talking to Putin. He was making a point.
Yeah. By the way, that point you were making is Tyrus's last name is actually Murdoch.
Spoiler alert, thanks. I've been hiding.
It was purely nepotism. That's what it was. All right. Coming up, we got a lot to talk about. It was a duel of the dorks. How badly did the White House Steve Miller beat CNN's Jim Acosta? Pocket protectors went flying. Next. He brought the boom to the briefing room. This week, policy advisor Stephen Miller discussed the White House's plan for reducing legal immigration, which would emphasize highly skilled workers who speak English entering the country. That didn't sit well with CNN's Jim Acosta, and Miller let him have it.
This whole notion of, well, they could learn, they have to learn English before they get to the United States. Are we just going to bring in people from Great Britain and Australia?
Jim, actually, I have to honestly say, I am shocked at your statement that you think that only people from Great Britain and Australia would know English. It reveals your cosmopolitan bias to a shocking degree that in your mind, no, this is an amazing moment. This is an amazing moment that you think only people from Great Britain or Australia would speak English is so insulting to millions of hardworking immigrants who do speak English from all over the world. Jim, have you honestly never met an immigrant from another country who speaks English outside of Great Britain and Australia? Is that your personal experience?
Of course there are people who come.
But that's not what you said, and it shows your cosmopolitan bias. And I just want to say,
it's like you're trying to engineer the racial and ethnic flow of people into this country.
Jim, that is one of the most outrageous, insulting, ignorant, and foolish things you've ever said.
By the way, Cosmopolitan Bias is also the name of my jazz band. Yeah. So Costa later went after the White House.
I think at times this White House has an unhealthy fixation on what I call the 3 M's, the Mexicans, the Muslims, and the media. Their policies tend to be crafted around bashing one of those 3 groups, and we just see it time and again.
All right, I don't know about you, but I would love to see a rematch. I can already imagine the promo.
Sunday, 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 get ready to be annihilated as the makers of Rock Stairs proudly present the White House Rumble Extravaganza. Live from the briefing room, it's Jim Acosta versus the Joker, the Smoker, the Midnight Toker, Stephen Miller. It's totally unscripted, totally unpredictable, and the first 100 people to arrive get a free VCR. It's Miller Acosta, the rematch. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge.
They're going to sell you the whole seat, but you're only going to need the edge. Probably the line of the night so far. All right, Walter, you wanted to talk about this in the last block. Go to it.
Well, it's like Mayweather-McGregor with no muscle tone. No, really. What Jim Acosta knows about immigration reminds me of what Don Lemon, who thought that the Malaysian airliner had disappeared into a black hole, knows about astrophysics.
Yeah.
It's like what Chris Cuomo, who said that it was illegal to read WikiLeaks, knows about the Bill of Rights. They all go to CNN University, and then they come on TV. And, I don't know.
CNN University. That's very funny. We're doing that as a commercial next week. I can tell you. Dave, what did you make of this thing? I don't believe that. I don't believe Miller was serious. He was just trolling him.
Yeah, well, I want to retract what I said in the first segment because I said it can't get worse. It actually can't get better. Like that is such a beautiful. They're trolling. That is Pepe the Frog trolling Acosta right there. He stands with the people of Kyrgyzstan, and he's up there, and he's mocking. Some of your people will understand that. Right?
Yeah.
But we've entered this time where nothing is real anymore.
Yeah.
There is such a lack of reality, and they're trolling back and forth. But CNN, to me, at this point, is basically like, it just can't. You know what I mean? It just can't. It used to be young and virile, and it could do what it needed to do, and now it just can't do it anymore. That's why it has to try so hard, but it just won't get there.
Exactly. Now I have to do a drug ad for CNN. Cyrus, Acosta pretended as though it's racist to only let in the same amount of people that we've let in before.
Yeah, when they were going at it, I just felt like I was at Comic-Con watching somebody argue over Lord of the Rings and Star Wars. Well, first of all, it's not about the journey. You don't understand. Like, being a hobbit is really hard to... Are you trying to say that a hobbit couldn't hold a lightsaber? Yeah, I'm trying to say he's not going to hold a lightsaber. Is it because he's short and he doesn't wear shoes? Yeah, I mean, it was like, guys, date.
Yeah.
Move on. Like,
Dates.
Here was the reason for the thing is simple. We've had... our immigration has continued for over the 40 years. We've just filled it up. Now we're making requirements. That's like everything else. Everything else in life, when it gets to a certain point, they make the levels harder. Just like school, you get through high school, you got to pass an exam to go to college. There's certain rules for things, and making things a little tougher or a little looking for less people who are just coming here for a handout, because we have a lot of that. Mm-hmm. The people actually come here with a skill set. I'm cool with that.
Also, offering... mandating some kind of system or whatever increases their chances for success in the United States. It helps to know the language. I will hire you if you can speak English. Well, actually, you don't have to. Not for the work I ask for.
Just having a skill set.
That's terrible what I just said. I don't even know what I meant. Kat,
yes.
Stephen Miller is the perfect Hollywood villain. He could leave D.C. right now and pick up any role he wants.
Absolutely. The way that he was arguing is kind of the way that I argue, which is really effective. You don't necessarily have to believe what you're saying, just the essence of it. And I'm talking about in my personal life. But if you get performative enough and you sound good enough, the other person will either A, just believe you, or B, get a little tired of watching your little skit and not talk. And you'll feel like you've won, which is really enough oftentimes. But
you gotta love Acosta's 3 M's too.
Yes.
What was it? It was Muslim, Mexicans, and media, but he really meant me, is what he meant.
That's true.
Me. It's about me.
The way that people argued this was ridiculous. I mean, I don't like cutting the number of green cards in half. I have plenty of issues with this policy. However, people quoting the poor, tired, huddled masses thing as if the poem on the Statue of the Liberty is the law. Like, poems on statues aren't the law. I didn't know if, like, that's some groundbreaking idea.
But maybe they should be. Maybe poems should be law. That's a great comment. No, it's not. No, it's not. You know, some people can't get in. Maybe they can stay and help improve their country and then come. I don't know. Just a thought. Still to come. The president is taking a 2.5-week vacation. So what's the media going to do? I suggest ping pong. It's low impact and easy on the joints. He's taking a break to eat well-done steak. President Trump began his 17-day vacation on Friday to enjoy some time at his New Jersey golf club, which leaves us with one question.
What will we do?
What possibly can we focus on if it's not President Trump? 17 whole days. That's 408 hours, 24,408 minutes. What will we do? Should we finish that stack of books we've been meaning to read? Should we learn that new recipe? Should we create world peace? Should I finally finish that hole I've been digging in my basement? The one for Scott. We will have so much time. Anything is possible. But the bigger question is, what will the media do with no Trump to obsess over? We couldn't make up our minds. All right, Dave, how much will he be tweeting?
Well, first of all, who's Scott? Is that your pet name for Lou Dobbs?
No, it's just a roommate, a flight attendant. Things didn't go too well.
Fair enough. You know what people should do? And Tyrus alluded to this earlier. Go out. I feel like nobody gets anymore. Nobody go out, eat food, drink wine,
yes.
Go have fun. These people have become hysterical blowhards.
Yeah.
Guess what? Getting better than tweeting about Trump.
Yeah, that is true. It's close, though. I will say that it's close.
It depends how many Twitter followers.
Yeah, if you got a lot of Twitter follows, you get a lot of retweets. It's kind of it's enjoyable, satisfying, even I might say. I'm very sad, Walter. You know, the bottom line. The media will not admit this, but he will be missed because they adore him. He's part of their life. He is their sex life.
He is their entire life. Yeah. If you could see the little webcam on the top of their computer screen when they watch Donald Trump, it would be horrible, you know. But anyway, what I'm going to be doing, going to rehab. And I think everybody else will be too, because they're going to realize their lives are empty, meaningless, and they don't know their children.
Kat, shouldn't his critics be thrilled he's gone? Because if he's, that's 3 weeks without him being dangerous. He's not messing things up or saying mean things.
Right. Plus, they can criticize him anyway. They have been criticizing him for taking vacation, which I guess he, made fun of Obama for golfing a lot. But I don't care about him golfing. I didn't care about Obama golfing. I don't care about golfing.
Yeah.
I don't like golf. Want to know why, Greg? Because I'm not good at it.
Yeah, I understand.
That is how I approach life. Yes.
Yeah, I never understood golf at all.
Obama wasn't good at it either, but
I cried on a golf course when I was 12 pretty hard, so I've never gone back after that.
Right, yeah, I've done some awful things there.
Yes, you have.
Yeah, climbed a lot of fences, ran through, looking for things, chased away by a guy with a rake.
Is there something you want to get off your chest?
Yes, just
You're just telling us the plot to Caddyshack.
I know, yes,
Spit it out.
Tyrus,
Yes, Greg.
what do you think's going to happen during this vacation? What are you going to do?
I'm pretty sure it'll be, well, what am I going to do? I'm going to Montana. I'm looking for a ranch. I'm out. Deuces. But what I will enjoy is, what's his name, Acosta, AAC, whatever he is. He's going to be sitting in a bush. Trump watch, day 7. Nothing to report here from the House, but it appears he went outside and took a fresh breath of air. Stealing air, Trump the bully. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, he's in his bathrobe watching what appears to be Law and Order. Can't tell if it's criminal intent or SUV. Either way, he should be doing something else with his time. That's exactly what they're going to be doing.
You know what? I really do think that when he comes back, there is, I think he should stay away completely, because he should make people in the media miss him. And then when he comes back, everybody's going to be like, oh, it's like my uncle that drives me crazy, but I'm so glad he's back because he's funny.
You know, if he disappears, you know what they might have to start doing? Journalism. You know, they might... CNN might not have to do a segment on Sean Spicer saying no to Dancing with the Stars, which literally was a segment today that I saw.
I'm bummed about that, personally.
What?
I would love to see him on Dancing with the
Could
Stars.
you imagine Don Lemon when he finds out about Venezuela? What, this was happening?
Wait,
my God, man, we need to investigate that. Like, a whole year. Oh, wow. I did
But you know, I read that he's going away. He doesn't like to take vacations, but the White House is having air conditioning installed while he's gone.
Yeah.
And I realized what he's really doing. He's sweeping for bugs. Well, they're going to sweep for bugs.
Oh, that would make sense, and I would too. I would too.
Because if there are any leaks from the White House while Trump is on vacation, it means it's not him.
Yeah, that's true. White House, and we know it's a dump, right? Finally, somebody said what we were all thinking. Just because it's a big white building with pillars, it doesn't make it pretty. Coming up, a college professor says words can do bodily harm. A stupid college professor. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but words, they'll kill you. It's true, free speech can be physically harmful, according to a professor, Lisa Feldman Barrett, who in the New York Times suggested that colleges be careful who they invite to speak on campus, because some speech causes stress that can damage your nervous system. I know, huh? She uses Milo Yiannopoulos as an example, calling his brand of speech noxious and adding there's nothing to be gained by debating him, except maybe a debate, you moron. Thankfully, I mean, it's a debate. Thankfully, Tucker Carlson, you might know him, good friend of mine, invited the professor on his show. He asked her who gets to decide which speech is dangerous. Bear in mind, we're giving you the short answer here.
A reasonable person, when a reasonable person is fearful for their own safety or the safety of someone else, that classifies as hateful speech.
How do you decide what a reasonable person is? Perhaps I feel intimidated. Hold on, maybe I feel intimidated by you right now. I think I'm a reasonable person. Should we, consign you to the hate speech bin? I mean, what does that even mean?
Reasonable person is actually a concept in the U.S. law. It's a concept that's used by judges and lawyers and other legal actors to make legal decisions.
I got 30 seconds. Define what it means.
A reasonable person is the average person.
You know, the best thing about all of that is just Tucker Carlson's face.
Yeah.
I've said it before. It's like a dog staring at a tumbling dryer. He just is like this. The whole time. It's amazing. It's like a work of art. He's the only person on TV, I believe, that actually listens to the person. Do you ever notice that? He's just like this. He's just like this. Kat, you cover a lot of campus stories. Do you think words cause stress?
Sure, I guess. There's words that can be stressful. Language can be stressful. Being around certain language can be stressful. But you know what's more stressful? Being in North Korea Korea, where you're not allowed to say what you want without fear of being arrested? I mean, come on. Why would you want to give up free speech because, oh, sometimes someone says something annoying or a little distressing? It's really not a fair trade. And if you think it is and that's what you want, then go to North Korea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, Tyrus is... This woman is so clueless that she's unaware her argument can be used against her, which is exactly what Tucker did.
I mean, the only thing I was waiting for Tucker to do was, like, to quote Scooby-Doo, like, huh? Like, what are you... Like, what's a reasonable person? An average person? Have you met an average person? I mean, unless the speech is something like, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming and supporting Tyrus and my political views. Underneath your seat, you'll notice a bat. Please do the voodoo that you do with anyone who disagrees with me. Go. That might be possibly inciting some violence.
Yeah.
But if you say something I don't like, you're going to hurt my feelings. So, new house rule, no one speak.
Yeah. That's true. What?
What are you talking? You hurt my feelings.
I'm scared of you, though. Walter, Tyrus has a point that if we just went by hurt feelings, it would be total censorship, thought police.
Well, she's making the argument that words equal stress equal violence.
Yeah.
So I'm going to attempt to take down Tyrus with words.
I've been waiting for this for a hot minute. Give me stuff. About time
You get to use your holds, your feet, your hands, your fists, but I get to use vowels. Who do you think would win that?
Damn him!
I'm putting 5 on Tyrus.
Yeah. It's a good point. What do you make of this, Dave?
Well, of course, words are not violence. Words are violence if someone is literally punching you in the face while saying mean things about you. That's it. Feelings have nothing to do with this. There's no such thing as hate speech. These are words that they're using to manipulate our minds. Hate speech is not real. And guess what? In America, you are guaranteed the right to freedom, not the right to not be offended. And you're going to be offended sometimes, and that's life.
Now, before we go, because this last week, and this may be made up because it came from Lena Dunham. This is related, and everybody's saying there's no evidence of this. She claims she overheard a conversation between flight attendants at a terminal at JFK. She didn't like the conversation. She said it was transphobic. But instead of approaching the flight attendants, she DM'd. She went on Twitter to talk to the airline. Basically, she finked. She narked on these flight attendants, of which the airlines have never been able to track. So she justified this ghoulish behavior, which is basically secret police behavior. She went to their employers, to complain about a conversation she wasn't even a part of. That she overheard that nosy person. She's not even it's so disgusting. What a smarmy. Oh, she said the reason why she did this was to like raise awareness and make people better. No, it was attention seeking. She's a sick person.
Right. If she wanted to raise awareness, it's like, hey, they're right there. You
No, she didn't want to raise awareness. She's trying to get attention.
She's an attention seeker.
I need attention.
I think she's ill.
I'd like to take back what I just said. I consider Lena Dunham to be hate speech.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Up next, leftists complain there aren't enough women and minorities in Dunkirk. We respond, shut up, leftists, you're stupid. I can't help but smirk over the feminist jerk who pans Dunkirk. The film tells the true World War II story of how thousands of Allied soldiers trapped on the beaches of Dunkirk, France, are rescued. The rescued soldiers were from France, Great Britain, Belgium, and the Netherlands. But to hear some reviewers tell it, it's a movie about white guys. USA Today's film review says the fact that there are only a couple of women and no lead actors of color may rub some the wrong way. And Marie Claire magazine tweeted, Dunkirk feels like an excuse for men to celebrate maleness, and don't they get to do that enough already? Well, if celebrating maleness means remembering the heroic men who saved the world from Nazi domination, then actually no, Marie Claire, we don't do that enough. Just for the sake of argument, let's do it their way and make a more balanced cast. Would Bridesmaids be better if half of them were men?
Probably.
A League of Their Own was about an all-girl baseball team, but I wonder if Lou Dobbs would have been better in the Madonna role. And I still think Joe Camel would have been better as the shark in Jaws. Luckily, moviegoers made Dunkirk #1 in its first 2 weekends in theaters, meaning more people paid to see a tale of heroism than the poop emoji. My faith in humanity is restored. Okay, Dave. When you see Dunkirk #1, does that mean the PC pendulum is swinging the other way? Is this a good sign?
Yeah, it actually is a good sign. You know, the fact that white, heterosexual, cisgendered men can get jobs is important. You know what I mean? You people have been oppressed for too long. Of course, it's so stupid. You know, feminism used to be about equality of opportunity, and now it's about hysterical screaming about movies that are historical facts. Would it have made more sense if half women would have stormed the beaches there, if there would have been all these trans people storming the beaches, or people with limps, and, you know, like, come on.
People, it would be... Don't forget our animal friends. Our animal friends should have been there too. Walter, should we change history so social justice warriors will not feel microaggressed by reality?
Well, all I fixated on was this notion of a celebration of maleness. Now, until this, I didn't, except what you and Tyrus do after the show, I didn't know what a celebration of maleness was.
Yes.
He's trying to see.
I go to my room and watch Murder, She Wrote, hon. I swear. I'm in bed by 10 o'clock. Right, Greg?
Yes. And I'm in bed by 10:15.
I got a family, Jack.
Dressed up as Angela Lansbury.
Are words violence? We're about to find out.
All right, fine, I did it. I like Angela Lansbury a lot.
You do, you do. Did you want to finish your thought?
I didn't have a thought, actually. It was just an outing.
Put me out of my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kat, you're a woman, or so you claim. Does Dunkirk offend you?
Yes. I will not rest until every movie is only women. That's what's most important to me in my life and my struggles, that I never see a man on a screen ever. So I think that it's completely normal. We need to rewrite history. George Washington was a woman named Georgina, and just rewrite it all. No, this is stupid. This is a historical event that involved men, and then you go and see the movie and it depicts men in the event. Yeah, that's what happened. That's what happened. Why is that offensive?
And if it makes him feel better, some of the men were crying and scared. Not everyone was like, "Hey, bomb."
Yeah.
So, you know, it was something that happened. I'm sorry, you know, I don't think too many people want to be on that beach in real life, you know.
But yeah, you're gonna see Mean Girls and like, this movie's all full of chicks. This is so, yeah, that's what it's about.
Right, and how far do you want this thing to swing? Do you want men showing up at Wonder Woman's, what was her Wonderful Woman land?
Yeah, I don't even know where that is, but I get it.
Actually, I wouldn't mind being like the one dude on the island. Old breeder Tyrus. Hi, guys. I'm in my wheelchair.
Actually, it didn't work that well for that guy.
On a related thought was that I would like to do an experiment. Identify like a dozen social justice warriors, people who work at Jezebel, people in college or not, and track their careers. Where do they go? Do people hire these bozos who get angry about this stuff? Because no one would want to hire somebody this sensitive.
Well, I think Lena Dunham's show, she has that show Girls.
Yeah.
Should all be guys.
Too many girls and girls.
Yes. Final thoughts next.
If you'll be in New York City and would like free tickets to be part of our studio audience, email Greg Tix at foxnews.com.
I'll see you Monday on the 5 at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're running out of time, so...
What you've wanted to say all show, but haven't had the chance to say, so here's your chance to say it. Right now.
Walter?
Well, you can find me on Twitter. You can find me at thewriterlypodcast.com.
I enjoy that.
And you can read my last book, Blood Will Out, about my friendship with a serial killer.
And it's a very good book. It's you're a great writer, but you know that, so I'll just shut up. Dave?
You see how he spoke slowly there? Took a little extra time. Doing math there in the break. We're in trouble now. RubenReport.com, YouTube.com/RubenReport. And I think this Greg Gutfeld fella may be on the show.
I'm going to make it. Yeah, I'm going to happen. I think September. I think I'm going to fly out there and do your show. among other
I'll
things.
put you up with Lou Dobbs. What do you say?
Fantastic.
Celebration of maleness.
We travel in separate hotels so people don't notice. Tyrus?
Yeah, this week, it's not out yet, but I'm filming, I was on set filming MacGyver season 2, right? And I got bullied. I got bullied. There was an old lady who was in charge of my makeup, and I don't like to wear a lot of makeup, and she bullied me the entire time, complaining about my sweating. It's in Atlanta. It's hot. Leave me alone, lady.
Last word to...
I also wear my jacket tied around my waist, and then people were making fun of me, saying I looked like I was going to Six Flags, so I took it off, and then I lost my jacket. And so I'm really sad, and I miss it, and I want to let everybody know that it's okay to live every day like you're going to Six Flags.
That was positive. It was. Thank you to Walter Kern, Dave Rubin, I'm Greg Gutfeld. I love you.